Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk Tuesday. I'm VS Speaks Royally. I want to say hello to all the channel members and to everyone else. Hello. Welcome. We've been having such good few months here as Sussex Squad. We don't know how to act. We're having a good time getting at the haters, yes, connecting dots. So much so they're tripping over their own words and what they really meant and all that good fun stuff. So I shared with everyone, but I shared with the channel members, a new trailer had dropped for Volume 2 of Harry and Meghan on Netflix. And Volume 2 will be on the 15th, so Thursday. So, we'll get back together then to talk, but the trailer was very interesting. I don't know if everyone has seen it. I'm not going to show it all here, but I will play a little bit for you all to hear as we're talking through. And I have some visuals from it. It's just, I feel the heat is coming for those that deserve it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else they are going to share with us. So first things first, disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay. So first things first, I had shared, because there's always this talk and chatter about privacy. And so they've released an official statement basically telling people that that's just a bunch of malarkey. So I'm putting it nicely since it is Harry and Meghan. And we know they wouldn't cuss folks out, unlike us or me. Should I speak of myself? So the Duke and Duchess have cited privacy as a reason for stepping back. That is the commentary that's out there. And the statement reads, "This distorted narrative was intended to trap the couple into silence." Squad has been saying that. In fact, their statement announcing their decision to step back mentions nothing of privacy. We've been pushing back on that. And reiterates their desire to continue their roles and public duties. Any suggestion otherwise speaks to a key point of this series. So the whole contingency of I'm not watching it, but then you should have nothing to say about it if you're not going to watch it. But don't use, I thought they wanted privacy. That has nothing, they never said that. And if they're going to continue their work, how are they going to be private? Did you put those two together? Oh, you want them to silently go about their work. Like no one mentions it, no one talks about it, no one says anything. That's what the haters want. And I include the royal family and the UK media, which is their PR arm per Harry, in volume 1. So hopefully you all have seen volume 1 multiple times. I know I've lost count, but I like to listen to it again just because you pick up some things. Like in volume 1, I picked up that I heard Wendy Williams' voice at one point where she was saying, she's very philanthropic and, that's probably how they connected. But then she suddenly became a hater of Meghan's. And I'm wondering if she wanted to have an interview. And then, of course, Meghan being, in quotes, property of the royal family and the Rhoda, they wouldn't even allow any type of interview. So because her hate came out of nowhere, like you have this disdain for somebody that you held in such high regard when you thought you could get an interview. Okay. On to the trailer for volume 2. Yes, let me just play a little bit. Let me know if you can hear clearly.
I wonder what would have happened to us had we not gone out when we did.
Okay, so it starts out. Firstly, could you hear that little bit that I just played? I don't want to go through this whole thing and then you couldn't hear it. I'll wait. I love how it's a delay. When you don't want a delay. I see hellos. Mrs. S, that's true because the numpties think that we are stupid. Yeah, they do. Squad has receipts. I thank you, B10. I think everybody needs to understand, especially the haters, Squad has receipts, years of receipts. And some have the time to connect the dots and go way back in time. Like I saw something on the New York housewife that, way back in the day, that might lead to why she feels a certain way. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me get this up. And so let me take this comment down. Okay. And so I'll probably just click through these as I'm playing.
Our security was being pulled. Everyone in the world knew where we were.
I said we need to get out of here.
Oh, and this whole narrative that she forced him to go. Harry has stated on more than one occasion that it was his decision to save his family, to protect his wife and child, to leave. Now, while it was put on paper and presented to the royal family, because they wanted it on paper so they could then brief the media, but nevertheless, that they wanted the half in, half out, and it was rejected. Thus, the royal family gave up any say on what they say or do when they walked away from those, quote, senior working royal positions. Okay.
We are on the Freedom Flight.
Now, let me give you that visual when Harry says we are on the Freedom Flight. This is his face. The smile on his face is unreal. It's unreal. So
to see this institutional gaslighting.
I wasn't being thrown to the wolves. I was being fed to the wolves.
Volume 2 is going to be all that and then some.
They were actively recruiting people to disseminate disinformation.
Now that voice there was Christopher Boozy. For those of you, Bot Sentinel. Yes, okay. He's in Volume 2. And of course, we know that he is big on numbers and data and stats. He's going to bring it. He's already said on Twitter, he's going to bring it. So I do hope most of you, if not all of you, are able to watch Volume 2 so that you can, at least be ready for the discussion that's going to happen on Thursday here.
They were happy to lie to protect my brother. They were never willing to tell the truth to protect us.
Okay, so many times we've heard that Meghan is the nicer one. The nicer one. because she said during the Oprah interview, she never named anyone specific. She just said that the family was not willing to protect them, but was willing to protect, other members within. So Harry's putting it all out there. Now, I did tweet yesterday about, I wonder if family members are under the same embargo or gag order that Space has in place for the media because they can't talk about his shenanigans, affairs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because they're a human rights issue for him. Mm-hmm. So I just wonder. And if not, I hope Harry puts it out there. Just gonna throw that there.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
The Rogue Royals.
They just wanted to be free. They wanted to be free to love and be happy.
And that's Tyler Perry.
I applauded that.
Freedom Flight, Tyler Perry. They just wanted to be free to love.
In order for us to be able to move to the next chapter, you got to finish the first chapter.
It gave us a chance to create that home that we had always wanted.
This beautiful scene.
I've always felt as though this was a fight worth fighting for.
So they show really sweet pictures. Lilibet walking. Archie running through the, what do you call it? Like around harvest or Halloween time. They must have been at a pumpkin patch. So it's just really cool to see some of the behind the family scenes. Netflix knows what they're doing. Okay. The production is just phenomenal. So, they have their different, and these go by so quickly, like you have to catch it so fast in order to go back. And when I try to screenshot from my computer or phone, it gives me the black screen. Yeah, this screen here. Thanks to the other squatties that I see online that are able to snag them. So we're going to have just like a mini trash time, like a mini trash time. Trash time. Okay, it's going to be a mini one. So this woman has been going at Meghan since the beginning. See how karma works? Loose Women's Jane Moore announced a split from husband of 20 years live on air. Maybe you should have been more concerned about your own than worrying about Harry and Meghan. Oh, but we understand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we know they didn't get Space and Cosplay didn't get rave reviews here in the US. But this one I thought was interesting. So it's a tweet of a Rhoda going back to 2014 where it says failed bank RBS spin doctor Jason Knopf to be the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry's new communications secretary. Connect the dots. Now, he was a spin doctor for a failed bank, but they hired him. Okay. Mm-hmm. Gonna leave that out there for everybody. Just soak that in. This is that Jason person's same one that had permission, because we know he had permission, because folks don't do anything without Space's permission to brief against Meghan with the Mail on Sunday. So this was, I think the screenshot shows the date, but of course, because of how I'm showing it. Exclusive royals vow no tit for tat battle over the Harry and Meghan Netflix TV show circus. Really? No tit for tat? We've seen enough tit and a tatting going on. From the UK Rhoda, when the trailer for Volume 1 was dropped, and yet they have the nerve to say that they're not going to have this tit for tat. Oh, we're not. We're gonna be silent. Yeah, okay, whatever. The media right now is caught up in this. The the palace sources, saying, you know, when they went from bragging on air a lot of times and in print on being briefed from the palaces directly to no, we don't get briefed. So are you making stuff up, or is it really someone within the palace? And if it's within the palace, who? But again, if the staff from a certain palace does not have permission, they won't speak. Because, you know, you see they're not telling nothing about that one couple, are they? They're real silent on those two. They're shenanigans. But when it comes to Harry and Meghan, they seem to be, you know, loose lips. But there is a saying, loose lips sink ships. Maybe they should have taught that too. Space. Okay. So RN, her name's up on the screen. I'm not going to give her that much. But RN, new senior royal sources say this claim in Harry and Meghan on Netflix that members of the royal family declined to comment is wrong. Sources say that they are not aware of any approach to Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, or any member of the family on its content or for comment. And she has a screenshot from the from volume 1, right at the beginning when it says that they were asked, royal family was asked for comment and none, it was basically declined. Netflix didn't play with them and dropped receipts saying yes, they were. So then it was, this is what they were all doing, all the Rhoda out there, but RN especially, because she is usually the one speaking for them. That's why I was disgusted with CBS having her on, but nevertheless, a Kensington royal source, oh, you actually tagged them, has clarified that an email was received, quote, purporting to be from a third-party production company on the Harry and Meghan doc from an unknown company's email address. KP contacted at Netflix and Archwell to try and verify it, but received no response. When did they try to verify? First you said they didn't get anything. Now, we did. Maybe it was one of them 5 a.m. emails, you know, because of the time difference or something. I don't know. Okay. She's still, hold on. Another narrative got to put out here. Well, place sources also describe Meghan's claim that at Kensington Royal advised her not to invite her niece to the wedding as a complete and utter lie. They have a very clear memory. Oh, so what was that statement that was made in the statement from the Queen? Recollections may vary. So they have a very clear memory. Oh, okay. Of the conversation in which Meghan told aides of her decision not to invite Ashley Hale. Meghan protected her last name, but you up here, Miss RN, put it all out there. Even still, she's still, we got to clear our throat and change the narrative. Exclusive! Harry and Meghan's claims that Meghan was given inadequate preparation for royal life are lies as royal sources. So they're not going to go for tit for tat, but they are going for tit for tat. Long before they wed, Meghan was given an extensive dossier on all aspects of her future role. Much more here in my royal read, which ain't nobody clicking on that damn article. But a dossier, she said classes. So she's to read a manual, and then from that manual, does it say lift right hand to shoulder height and just move hand left to right very gently? Is that what the dossier says? Or when you sit down, put feet together and put to a slant. If you cross your legs, cross to a slant. That is the Duchess slant. And did they have pictures? Because we want to see this dossier. Please share some excerpts from the dossier. Like, that's really going to tell you what life is going to be like, and that the media is going to come and just rip your guts out. Yeah, that's going to, was that in the dossier too? Okay. Mm-hmm. And of course, we have one hater out here that's like, Meghan is only an issue because of her ongoing behavior. And what behavior is that? Out here working with charities, changing lives, donating, speaking out and speaking up for herself. So you are correct that we have far more pressing and generally important issues of concern to prioritize. Perhaps Meghan and the US commentators should do the same. No. Suddenly now, because someone said to the person, don't y'all have like major issues going on over there? Why are you ranting and raving about Meghan? Because this is on what's his name from LBC, James O'Brien's post or tweet. This is under that. So that was a response. But the running thing is the behavior. Oh, and let me throw this out. If you go to the trailer, which I think I put the link in the description, I may not have, but if you search, if you just go to Netflix, you'll see the trailer listed there for both Volume 1 and Volume 2. Don't read the comments. It's just Troll Nation there. They're using the words, I loved, or what I loved about. Those are the words they're using to get around any type of, if they have anything set up to basically hold the comment or delete it. But when you see hundreds of comments starting out with what I loved, or I love this about it, but then you go a little further into the comment and realize, oh, you're just a troll. But someone has set it up that in order to get around being, quote, found out and being snagged and held up in their comments. So, yeah, I noticed that. I was like, okay, everybody's starting out with the same comment. That can't possibly, or the same phrases, that something's wrong with that. So I'm sure if Christopher Boozy was to take a look, he could verify that, it's all bots that are doing that, or paid people that sit there and do that. So I'm going to jump into the comments, but we gotta, Volume 2 is going to be fire. Yeah. When he says we are on the freedom flight, let me pick a moment and hit it for. Okay, so Joan, I'm going to grab your comment. Let me see, what time is it? So it's about 10 minutes. Okay, I have to catch up to you all in the comments. Y'all are really going. I love it. Thank you. Hopefully you've hit the thumbs up. Cho, yes, they can deny it, but their racism is in full effect. It really is. They can act like it's not, but Annie, they, tabloids, media, won't leave his family alone, so I hope Harry burned that bitch down. Woo, it might be coming. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And he would be the right one to do it. To heck with the coronation. You shouldn't have scheduled it on King Archie's birthday. You see how he said, I have a dirty foot. When Harry's bird watching, that was just the most precious moment. And it's because of you, mama. Because I was with you. I'm like, oh, King Archie is like letting it be known. No dirty feet around here. And did everyone notice? Let me look. Did I bring that picture over? The family moment. I did share it out on, let me just see. Let me just say what I might have done with it. Let me look in Saturday's folder. No, maybe it's not. Maybe it's in Thursday's folder. I don't know. Oh, here it is. It is. Let's see if I can get it in, and then I can share it with you all that you've probably seen 5 million times, but there's a little that I noticed of the picture, and I thought it was like the cutest thing. And Squad is like losing their minds because they're like, no, Harry, you can't do this. Let me go to the comments really quickly and go up a little bit. I saw a comment I was going to click on. Let me see. Ma Jones via speaks. Oh, it's because Duchess Meghan or Princess Meghan or Meghan is trying to make the world a better place for marginalized people. Exactly. And how dare she try that? So this was the picture. Family time is what I called it. Yes, that is Frogmore. So we remember they were there for the Jubilee that crossed paths with Lilibet's first birthday. See, it's a little intentional to me that when it is the birthdays of the Sussex children, but yet you won't style them, but they have to be brought over to the UK for things. But anyway, I'm getting derailed. But I can't zoom in on this picture. And of course, I didn't take a screenshot of it zoomed. But on Archie's feet are suede shoes. They've been handed down, the tradition. I just thought that was the cutest. That was like one of the first things I noticed. I'm like, what is that on his feet? I'm like, oh, he's got on suede shoes. And it's been, Squad is like, please stop. No. Woo. Love it. Valerie, it's too late for the bots. Harry and Meghan are number one in the UK. Yes. The UK, the US, and pretty much every other market that there is. I still, like many of us, we don't get the hate watching. Like, you're going to sit there and watch somebody or people that you claim you don't like, or you don't watch, but yet you have, like, there was some psychologist or whatever the heck she is. I think she is a doctor, though. Who was saying how Meghan is a narcissist. She hasn't watched the, docuseries Volume 1, but she can tell just by looking at just a little bit of the snippets that she's seen. Yeah, that's a person that needs to be reported to whatever medical board, whether she's in the UK, the US, and yeah. Rose, laugh out loud if you reported them all. No, but I see the game that they're playing with the whole, what I liked, what I loved, I'm like, okay, this is like the fifth comment that says the same beginning. I'm like, oh, y'all are getting real smart there, aren't you? Mm-hmm. B. Tim is I got trapped with the word love and deep. Yes. Because you're like, oh, okay. Let me just see what else they have to say. And then you're like, wait a minute, you're being snarky. They're not being overly disgusting, where a lot of times on some comments they would be. So yeah, they're trying to be seen and heard. Netflix hasn't taken the comments down. They should leave them because it proves the point of Harry and Meghan. No matter what the words are saying, if people read them, you'll understand. You will understand. Carolyn, there's a clip of Annie being asked about how the royal need to know. She said, we have no manual to go by. Mm-hmm. Carolyn, but they're banking on either short-term memory or that the overall public just doesn't care. Squad has a long memory and have receipts. When I have receipts going way back, I think I've seen on Twitter pretty much almost each Rhoda being on one of the talk shows, morning shows, saying how they were briefed and got the briefing, because I know that CT, we all know that Rhoda's name. It shall not be dropped in the chat. But CT has bragged about it, especially when she, quote, broke the news that Harry was dating Meghan. That was fed to her directly. We know that it was. If you watch Volume 1, and Nacho, his brother, said that days after meeting her, Harry had dinner with him and his wife and said, I think I've met the one. No leaks. Okay. But as soon as she was introduced to them, leaks started. And haven't stopped. They just need to get over themselves and haven't stopped. So, whew, okay. Hello, hello, hello to everyone who has joined since I've been going on and on over here. Black Queen loved when Harry stated that he's on the Freedom Flight. We need a horror movie. Escape and Shutter Isle. That might be one coming. Now, I know I tweeted this. If y'all aren't following me on Twitter, and I've had a few new follower requests, which I've accepted, but I'm watching y'all closely. I did say this on Twitter that Harry mentioned about the family members being trapped, especially the senior working ones, right? And his case was made and showed that they really are trapped when that clip of Space, Harry, Eugenie, and Beatrice as children on their ski trip were marched out, and Harry explains that it was, they had to force them out there to smile for the media. Now, if that's not saying that you have no say, we're going to you have to go out here and do this. Now, I look at that all in that King C3 kind of sold out his folks, because prior to that, they really weren't doing all that type of stuff. But to keep his shenanigans, because his shenanigans were not known yet. His shenanigans were not known then. To keep that under wraps, he basically was like, here, go out, put the kids out there, let's do this. He's had photographers in his home taking pictures, and, even first day of preschool, there's a sea of photographers. And then when Harry went off to, what was it, Eton, and they were supposed to stay away from him, and they didn't. They were supposed to give space to them because, his big brother, so to speak, was there. And there is a video clip that a squatty found where they're looking through a book, him in Space, and he says, yeah, this is when I got to school, and here I thought I had a big brother that, and you never checked on me. So let's not go with this whole theory and narrative that they were so close, because that's a lie. Okay. I do apologize. I'm so woof with the comment. Okay, this isn't too bad. All right. I'm going to work my way down these comments from here. Tier Archie is not wearing those. Mary Jane, like what Harry and Meghan wore as kids. Harry and William wore as kids. Yeah, that's true. I don't get where they think that's sophisticated, where the little boys wear shorts up until their first day of school or something, or the age of 7. And they wear the Mary Janes. Yeah, that's true, Tier. He's dressed like any other American. Woo! Okay. I really. All right, let me come up here. I saw something about a fake doctor. Where was that comment at? I missed it. Hello to you. I haven't seen your name. I do butcher names, so I'm just going to say Kaluto? Is that how you say it? I'll just say Vivian. That's easier. Those fake doctors can keep their opinion. Oh, but they're out there. The doctors are out there. They're out there. They're out there heavy. Heavy. That dirty feet is Archie's uppity royal side coming out. That's his grandpa Chucky with the get that pen away from me look. Just kidding. Here Harry's trying to the humming. It was incredible to see how close the hummingbirds were. But yeah, Archie stole that scene right on out. The hummingbirds were supposed to be the scene. Adrian, Harry and Meghan is keeping the romance on their schedule. Harry and Meghan are working and just loving each other. They're just, as I said, the home that they had. if you remember that poem and I say two of me, but the poem that she wrote, Meghan did a lot of writing. She was a published author as a child too. So Lydia, good morning and blessings to everyone within the chat. I was in the clouds and heading back to work. See you in the next chat. Okay, see you in the next chat. Be safe out there. Elaine, we know CT is friends with Cap. Yeah. We know the squaddies know. Mrs. S, we all know that Alan is a leaky cauldron. Woof, is it ever? Hey Sam, how are you? Hey Max, how are you? If you're still around, yes, Lorna. Not on Twitter. Christopher Boozy's new social media channel cannot come fast enough for me. Yes, okay. He is going to have one. Hopefully you've signed up for it. I'll try to get information. Somebody remind me if I forget. Yes, it's going to be quite interesting. Talking about the fox in the hen house, Jason was the plant. Do do do, ding 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 ding. There you go. How do I say this without being offensive? I'm sure he pegged him space as much as he wanted. That's why. Never mind. Okay. Yes, Adrian, it was exploiting the children. I mean, the look on it was Beatrice's face, the look on her face, and that she was just like, why are we here? And who are these people? But I will always love Diana's mama bear side because she stepped out of that royal that you don't say anything to them. And basically just she really laced in just in a sweet way. Can you just leave the kids alone? Like, we've done all that you asked us to do. And then the person's like, but I wasn't here. And she's like, and thankfully she was able to push the camera where her face wasn't, because they were trying to get her face. But yeah, I always will appreciate that she was thinking of the children versus allowing the media just to snap pictures and everything else constantly when they were only supposed to stand there, take the pictures, ask the oldest of the bunch space a couple of questions, and then leave them alone. But then they were hiding in trees and doing all kinds. It's crazy. Even the scene in Volume 1 when Harry and Meghan are getting in the car, I believe that's the beginning of episode 3. They're getting in the car and or the SUV in a garage of a building, and no diva moments. I'm just going to throw that there again. And the security begins to give them the quick briefing, and she's like, oh, is this guy on the scooter still around? And yes, he is. And they both start looking around. It's just enough is enough. Enough is enough. Dolores. Harry and Meghan couldn't invite the Obamas due to them not wanting to invite DT. That was per the Queen. I would love for them to discuss that too. Now, I wonder if they say that with the palace says, then come out for we're not going to do a tit for tat, but then say, no, that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. Hey, Chef Sketty, how are you? I hope you're well. Hey, Makeup Mom and Son. As I'm scrolling through and seeing names. Oh, okay, here we go. Rose, the fake body language, people can keep their opinions. Somebody saying Harry's unhappy, etc., is all for profit for the haters' click rate. Yeah, it is. If you watch that, he pursued her. He pursued her. A broken narrative that was out there that she was chasing him. And the fact that she was like, Harry, yeah, sure. When they was asked that question in that one, if you've seen the docuseries, the little clip I'm talking about right at the beginning of Volume 1. Sylvia Valley, that is interesting that Howard Stern could make Shiva horrible comment. Well, such a horrible comment. He did. He's going to be part of Trash Time for maybe Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. But he's made quote predictions. He must use that other Rhoda's what do you call it? The when you look into my, I can't think of the word that I'm used to. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Look into when fortune tellers look into the ball and can tell the future. Yeah. Hey, Sis Elise, how are you? Good to see you. It is good to see you. Let's see. Any other comments? My most favorite, Annie, my most favorite part was when Harry asked Guy for permission. Oh, wasn't that sweet? People were trying to rag on him about that. How he's holding the dog. I mean, he was, what was he doing out of the ordinary? Okay, yeah, that was sweet. I loved her excitement. He tells her not to look. Okay, so everyone start chilling your Magnum bottles of champagne for volume 2. No matter the time of day. Mm-hmm. That was a sure giveaway. Rose, Diana, if she was still with us, that mama bear would be a sight to see over all that's happened to Harry, Meghan, and the kids. Oh, I think space might have been a little more contained. Barring her wrath. Vinny, how are you? Good to see you. Wow. You must be in the clouds a lot. I miss seeing you. Let's see. Joan, let's change the Ludacris song to When They Move, We Move. Yes, just like that. Yes. Black Queen, Harry was like, who is that? Yes. And that's what they didn't want them to share. So what did they say in their engagement? They were introduced. It was a blind date and was a setup. So in actuality it was, but they had been communicating prior to that. It wasn't truly where, they're both going in, only knowing a name, maybe having an idea of what the other looks like. Yeah, so Harry was like, I don't care how late you are. I'm not moving. I'm going to be right here waiting on you. Woo. Yes, cookies and cream. Howard Stern needs to mind his own business. He needs to mind his business. I guess he's looking for 5 minutes of glory. I'm not going to give it to him, especially not today now. Not even on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter. Nope. No. Thank you, Elise, for the thumbs up, for the multiple thumbs up. I appreciate that. Let's see. Melissa, Howard Stern also recently said that he's comfortable with Oprah's wealth. He has a, surprisingly because of who his sidekick was, but when his show was on and popular on the radio, yes. I am not surprised by anything he says or does, but he likes to do things for shock and value and ratings and such, so on him. Paulette, hello everybody. Meghan and Harry are showing the tabloids who is boss. Thank you, great video. Oh yeah. What? The Godfather's in town, y'all. Oh, he's dropped out of the cloud. Hey, RNT Entertainment, how are you? Thanks for making it known that you're in the clouds. Well, you're here. You're not in the clouds. Sherry, Harry said you can be as late as you want. I'm not going anywhere. Harry waiting on Meghan on their second. Yeah, so let's talk about a certain Rhoda that likes to say that he put Meghan in a cab to go meet Harry. Now, if we listen, you listen multiple times to the story closely, they had been talking. They set, he sends her a message. Hey, how are you? Hope you're having a good time over there. And, he knew she was in town. She says, I have plans at 8:00, but, how about we meet for drinks? They meet, they have a nice hour chat. She said, I told him I had plans. Now, all of us single ladies know that line, don't we? Mm-hmm. You don't really have plans, but that is your out. I've given you an hour. I really like you, but now it's time for me to go. Because she didn't say anything else about, when I came in. She just said later that evening, I called and said, how about we get together for dinner tomorrow? since she was leaving the following day. Woo! All right. One thing squad will do, we will listen to the details of the words, like listen to their words very, very, very carefully. Lottie, all of those old haters acting like they know Meghan and they don't. They act like they know Harry and they don't. They act like they know, number one, they had it where like Meghan had put a spell on them or something. Well, I'm not going to be, let me just put it this way. It's quoted as black girl magic. And if you know, you know. Okay. Now, Connie. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate it. Okay, this is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you. I appreciate you being here all the way from Switzerland. I appreciate it. Whew. I have to Google some words. I keep saying that. Let me see, Sherry. I've watched volume 1, episodes 1 to 3, 3 times. Started the 4th time. I've lost count. And if I knew, I wouldn't even tell you because, y'all would be like, really? But while I'm working, well, yesterday I was off, so I listened. But, Valerie, Meghan was at Wimbledon. She was over in the UK, we remember, because Suits was having one of their pressers. Again, everything points to PM lied, and he always takes a picture with celebrities, and he has yet to show that he ever saw her. He saw her at the presser, but you don't get to take selfies with the actors and stuff. So, we know he lies. He lies. Let me see. Adrian, they act like they be in the same room with Harry. Well, they want to write his life. That's what it comes down to. They want to write his life. As Meghan said, there's books written about us from people I don't even know. And those same people are trying to discount what they're saying. It's like, what is wrong with you all? But the money, that's their bread and butter, which is slowly being cut off, thankfully. They don't deserve to just keep making money lying on them. So Mrs. says, even under her dogging mask, he saw her beauty. I'm sure there's parts where that filter was not on, but he mentioned, they gave you an idea of, even under the doggy filter, he saw her beauty and personality and all that. So Meghan met Harry the night before. Yeah. Like I said, squad is good for putting together, connecting the dots. We'll go back to your original, and then we'll slowly connect it to the current. And if they're not aligning, we know somewhere you're not telling the whole truth there. A scripted reality show. I think that was a little dig on people, but Hey, Chow, how are you? Harry had a list of what he was looking for in a woman. He didn't want to disclose. He openly turned to Meghan and says, "This is my list." Yes. And as she said, good answer. Because he was like, I'm not going there. Please don't go there. I thought for sure we were going to see articles from the UK written about said list. You remember like Meghan's commandments? Yeah, I was waiting to see that, but I didn't see anything. Oh, and they had a day of silence yesterday, I believe. It was yesterday or the day before. It seemed that some of the tabloids were like silent because they've gotten marching orders to shut up, allegedly. I'll believe it when I see it. Rose, so many act like they live in the house with the Sussexes when they really live in their imaginations and jealousy. So true. So true. Cookies and cream. It would be wonderful if the Sussexes slap punk moron with a massive lawsuit after the docuseries is over with. It would definitely teach him a lesson. I hope they bankrupt him. Well, he would become a martyr. And so, they have to, it's best just to ignore him, but you never know what else would come out. He's of this mindset like she owes him. He's already said that the royal family has given him kudos for what he was saying about her. And he can say whatever he wants to say right now. I mean, I'm not listening to him. I see the screenshots. But yeah, he can go peg himself. Joyce, Harry and Meghan are playing chess. Prince of Pagan and cosplay are playing pickup sticks. Not even chess. She said pickup sticks. Ooh, you going way back. You age yourself. Because I laugh, but I know what pickup sticks are. I don't know if the children of today do. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. Sylvia, Mrs. VS, you are right. Now, this one dizzy woman, so-called writer in the UK, is now saying Meghan is jealous of cosplay. Why would Meghan be jealous of cosplay? It is insane. Meghan is not jealous of her. She's not scared of her. She is not intimidated by her. Meghan even said, I'm glad that I didn't know as much at the time as she knows now, because then she would have been like, oh, I need to do this and I have to be like this. And she was just herself at home, cooking, barefoot, in her ripped jeans. And there is such a message. You remember their first public outing at Invictus in September of 2017, actually 2 months of the day that their engagement was announced? She was wearing the husband's shirt and ripped jeans. She ain't scared of him. Whew. Adrian, they wasn't expecting Squad to have receipts. No, and they still have tried to discredit Squad. Good luck with that, because it's not like it's a corporation or some monolithic group that we just move. There's so many people and personalities and people that you would not even expect, but yes. Mm-hmm. This says the fact that they were rehearsed on what to say on the engagement interview says a lot, very much so. Meghan did stop short of like, oh, the story, they edited the story. Yeah, they couldn't even tell the truth. So I love that we now know the truth. He pursued her. And my biggest thing is he had social media. Harry was on Instagram. He's seen the comments. He's seen stuff. And he keeps a book. So all those Rhoda, yeah, y'all all better be shaking in your shoes. PM is obsessed to a scary level. I'd rather see a restraining order, red flags. He never got over one drink with the. He never had one drink. Even if it was at a presser, because they usually move them through when it's a presser. And there's the actors have their people in the room, so they're not alone. So that narratives and things can't pop off between the people, and then someone runs off and goes and tells. So yeah, I don't believe anything he has to say with regard to meeting her, because the timeline, just in how they described it, sorry, bucko, sorry, didn't work out that way. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Sylvia, yes, I agree, Mrs. VS. They all had been given orders to shut up, including some of the U.S. Mm-hmm. Very, very much so. Okay, this is going to be my last. I'm almost an hour. I don't expect to do like 15 minutes. Come on now. Having too good of a time with y'all. Wonder how could Meghan be jealous of an empty shell? Ooh, on that note, that might be my last comment. Okay, my Jones. Harry is so in love with Meghan that family can't stand it. And she's got black girl magic they couldn't deal with. I have a feeling one wanted to try, and she's not down for that. And that's where a lot of that hate is coming from. That's just my opinion. That's just my intuition. And just mine. Not saying that it really happened. But we would like to know what happened to Guy. Since they want to tell everything, tell that. What happened to Guy? And what about that nanny that was fired? The night nanny, where, as we know, they didn't have any more nannies after that. Can't afford, well, they did, but, you know, it took a while before they had one. All right. See, y'all going to get me to keep going, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I love y'all. Whew. I was going to jump back into something and say, Dolores, we all know the Courtiers and Charles and William trying to get their stories together about what they're planning on putting out. They never realized so many of the squatties were following them. And could go back in time and pull up all that old stuff that they've done and said, putting timelines together. Oh, and you know, shocker, Prince William's affair was trending on Twitter yesterday. I don't know if it's still trending, but if you click on that hashtag, your eyes will be opened. Now, on that note, as Elaine says, bye everyone. Please stay safe, my friends, wherever you are in the world. Please wear your mask. You know how I am. Love you all. Be safe. Bye.